It only takes 2 years to learn to talk, but a lifetime to learn to be quiet. Being quiet is not a sign of weakness or cowardice. It's a way for smart people to protect their privacy. When we're young, we don't know what we want. We trust what others say and do because we think that as long as we have a clean conscience, no one will hurt us. But as we get older and have more experiences, we learn how harsh the world really is. Family members are jealous of each other. Co-workers and bosses compete for benefits. Friends look down on us when we don't have money. Neighbors compare us to others. Success and happiness don't just happen. We have to work for them. Minds, hard work, and luck are both necessary, and you always need to be ready for bad things that could happen if you want to live the life you want and avoid unnecessary problems. First, keep your word. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said that the only way to be happy is to stop worrying about things that we can't change. In today's video, we'll talk about 10 things you should keep to yourself if you want to become a true Stoic. By following these rules in your daily life, you will not only build a strong fortress for your soul, but you will also shape the path to success and happiness in the most authentic way. Let's look into these secrets and turn them into a powerful tool for personal growth. Rule number 1. Don't tell anyone about your hopes and dreams. Talk to someone about your dreams, but do not reveal your life dreams and goals to the public. Stoic philosophy advises us that keeping these goals secret not only protects us from the judgmental eyes and skepticism of others, it is also a smart strategy to enhance our inner strength and focus on actual action. Imagine a seed like a dream planted in the ground where it cannot immediately see the sunlight, but beneath that soil it is safe and unaffected by storms or harsh sunlight outside. Gradually, with care and patience, the seed will grow roots, and rise strong. Meanwhile, its owner continues the daily work without the need to boast or seek attention when the tree finally emerges. It is not only proof of the effort put forth, but also a symbol of patience and belief in the process of growth and maturation. When you keep your goals and dreams secret, you create a quiet space for yourself where you can focus on action and personal development without being distracted by external opinions and judgments. By doing this, you not only relieve unnecessary stress, but you also make it easier to stay on the road you have chosen. To be silent, the silence during this process is not a sign of fear or lack of confidence. Instead, it is a sign of strength, confidence, and patience. When your dreams and goals finally come true, it will be your persistence and quietness that will say thank you in the best way. These wins don't need to be bragged about or widely known about because they have already been shown to work through actions and outcomes. Looking back, you'll see that the keys to true success were silence and focus on the process. So, keeping your goals and dreams a secret isn't just Stoic advice. It's also a way of life, a way to protect and grow your inner strength. In silence, your dreams will become stronger and your actions will speak loudest. Rule number 2. Don't be a pig. Don't eat too much. This idea is more than just being able to control yourself at a fancy feast or turning down foods that look good. At its core, it means living simply and being grateful for what we have. Instead of always wanting more, Stoic philosophy tells us to find happiness in what we already have, not what we have too much of. When we are greedy, we not only lose control of ourselves, but we also lose touch with what life is really about. Greed makes us forget that real happiness lies in the simplest and most meaningful things. Imagine a boat floating between two banks of a river. On one side is boundless greed, where eating too much leads to short-term pleasure. On one shore, joy is followed by tiredness and guilt. On the other shore, too much restraint leads to feelings of deprivation and sadness. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius tells us to find a balance between the two extremes and live a moderation-based life. He says that we shouldn't make ourselves unhappy by eating too much and drinking too much. Instead, We should eat enough to feel satisfied and happy. Enjoy them as a part of the experience, not as something that gets in the way of our trip. A real Stoic knows that by putting limits on themselves, they not only protect their health and intellect, but also feed their soul. They find joy in sharing rather than hoarding, in connecting rather than isolating. This doesn't mean they give up all of life's pleasures, but that they learn to enjoy them consciously and with control. In the end, refusing to be a glutton isn't just advice, it's a way of life, a commitment to oneself, and the Stoic values we hold dear. It's about realizing that happiness isn't where we go, but how we get there. And in each step, we learn that sufficiency isn't about having much, but wanting less. If you agree with this view, don't be ungrateful. Epictetus, an ancient philosopher, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This timeless wisdom teaches us to be thankful for the good things in our lives. To put it simply, being thankful doesn't mean ignoring the kindness of others or acting like you don't have problems. Thankfulness doesn't mean pretending you don't have problems. Being happy all the time, it's about noticing and appreciating every experience, which helps us learn to accept that we can't control everything. When we stop and think about what we have instead of what we don't have, we find inner peace and true freedom. In today's world, where media outlets and social media feed our need to compare and complain, it's even more important to stand firm and not complain about what we don't have. To be Stoic means to focus on the things you can control, like your attitude and response. Being ungrateful, on the other hand, makes us lose sight of how valuable the things we have are and keeps us in a cycle of never being satisfied. We need to realize that being grateful is not only a good thing to do, but also a powerful way to deal with problems. Every experience can help us grow and improve ourselves, so when we choose not to complain and instead be thankful, we not only honor life and what it brings, but we also build a strong spirit that can handle and get through any difficulty. This is what a hermit is really like, not just existing, but having a meaningful life, enjoying every moment, and seeing every problem as a chance to get better. Rule number 4. Don't be principle number 4. If you think too much about the future, you might miss the present. When we think too much about the future, we often find ourselves on the edge of it, looking forward with eyes full of hope and dreams. But in that twinkling light, we easily miss the present. Don't look at the soft, warm glow of the present lamp. That's where we really are. Great Stoic minds like Epictetus remind us of the different parts of life, worried about things we can't change, like what might happen in the future. Unnecessary stress and sadness can come from things that happened in the past or from other people's thoughts and actions. He said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. For instance, life is full of events that are beyond our reach, from unforeseeable events to the attitudes and reactions of those around us. No matter how much we try to change them, their actions are beyond our power. Moreover, the future always holds surprises, making it impossible to predict every situation. It is most important that we learn to face and adapt to these uncontrollable elements, not try to manage them perfectly when we spend too much time worrying about what has yet to come. We not only create unnecessary pressure on ourselves, but also miss the opportunity to experience and appreciate the beauty of life right in front of us, instead of focusing on the uncertainties of the future. Pay attention to improving yourself every day through learning, training, and enhancing our understanding of the world around us. Remember, the future is a blank page, even though we can predict or plan life. Often writes unexpected stories that we cannot foresee, so live for the present with acceptance, patience, and gratitude. Comment, I love living in the present. If you learned this important lesson from principle number 4, don't say bad things about yourself. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "Don't be heard complaining, not even to yourself." This is a warning that we should take care of our own souls. Even when we are alone, Marcus Aurelius says we shouldn't let ourselves complain, because every complaint is a step backwards on the path to self-improvement and inner peace. The Stoic philosophy doesn't deny how important it is to be self-aware and critical of oneself. We are encouraged to look at ourselves honestly. However, the difference lies is in how we use these insights to foster growth rather than to belittle ourselves. When we choose to speak words of praise instead of criticism, we not only boost our own confidence and self-esteem, but also open the door to progress. And learning, this does not mean that we deny our mistakes or flaws. Instead, we learn to see them as opportunities for learning and growth by stopping the act of speaking ill of ourselves. We not only liberate ourselves from the shackles of insecurity and inferiority complex, but also create a positive space for our souls to grow and shine. You begin to see the true value in every lesson and every challenge, and learn how to transform them into stepping stones for success and happiness at its core. Refraining from self-deprecation reflects the deep respect you hold for yourself and the limitless potential to become the best version of yourself. Before we move on to the remaining 5 principles of today's video, we would like to express our thank you for being here. Your position here means you are ready to learn these lessons and become a true Stoic. Now let's focus on the next 5 principles. Stoic thought is based on the 6th principle, which says, "Don't be a big mouth." Speech restraint shows that you are mature and in charge, and it also shows that you respect yourself and others. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This is not only a good reminder, but also the essence of living a life where listening is more important than speaking. Let's look at the story of a man named Mike, who carelessly told his friends about an upcoming project. It wasn't until later that he realized that he had done serious damage to the company. When the information got out to a competitor, that he felt pride turned to regret. He quickly learned the value of keeping his words in check. This was a costly lesson in the power and consequences of speech, one that every Stoic should try to learn and practice. We are reminded that silence is not only a way to protect important information and relationships, but also a way to listen and observe the world around us subtly. By choosing to listen instead of speak, we create space for self-growth and profound awareness. This is an important part of the path to self-improvement, so not becoming a blabbermouth is not just a piece of daily advice. It is a core part of becoming a true Stoic. We learn the value of self-control and silence, as well as how important it is to respect others and our own privacy. Not only does this show that you are smart and strong, but it also shows that you deeply respect other people's rights to be heard and understood. Rule number 7. Don't complain to be happy. Principle number 7. Don't complain for a happier life. We all complain about things in our lives, from bad weather and work not meeting standards to problems in relationships. But those who want to be happy and at peace should learn from Stoic philosophy and not complain. We waste valuable energy and make it harder to see the good in every scenario when we let our guard down. Not only does stopping your complaints make you feel better, but it also makes the people around you feel better too. Life is more beautiful, with all of its ups and downs and shades, when we look at it through the lens of gratitude and understanding. That's why I tell you to live an optimistic life. Positivity is a light for the soul that helps us get through the dark times of problems and sadness. Being optimistic doesn't mean denying problems or pain. It means choosing to see the good in every situation and having faith in your own skills and inner strength to get through tough times. Here are 6 things you can do to encourage yourself to be positive. Gratitude. Write down 3 things you're thankful for every day. This will help you start the day on a good note and make it less likely that you'll want to complain. When things are bad, try to look at them from a different point of view. Think about what you can grow from this and how it can teach you something. Instead of thinking about what you want to avoid, set positive goals for yourself. This will keep your mind on making good things happen instead of dwelling on the bad things that could happen. Stay away from people and events that make you feel bad. Instead, look for people with positive attitudes and points of view to connect with and get ideas from. Being self-aware means that when you feel like whining, you should stop and ask yourself why you feel that way. This will help you figure out what's making you angry or upset and how to deal with it in a healthier way. Find solutions, not problems. When you face a challenge, look for solutions instead of dwelling on the problem. Instead of complaining, ask yourself what you can do to make things better. These small but strong steps can make your life better and improve your mental and physical health. Being positive and giving up complaining will help you. True to the Stoic spirit, you can start your path to a better, more peaceful life. So, like the movie, if you've learned the lesson that not complaining will make you happier. Principle number 8. Don't brag about your progress. In principle number 8, we start a journey of self-improvement where humility is the guide. Getting our way lit up. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength lies in making progress in secret without needing praise from others. By not bragging about our own successes, we not only stay humble, but we also make room for self-reflection and real growth from within. When you keep your efforts and accomplishments private, you keep outside opinions from overshadowing the real value of your self-improvement journey. By not bragging, we not only respect our own process of self-improvement, but we also encourage others to focus on their internal journey rather than just external outcomes. This leads to a deeper understanding of oneself, where one learns the value of personal progress seen through an honest lens, unaffected by other people's opinions. The most important things in modern life aren't things that can be shown off or judged by material gains. Instead, the most important things are the things that keep the soul and intellect growing. True self-improvement is an ongoing journey where progress is measured by internal change rather than external validation. We choose not to brag about our progress. Before we get to principle number 9, we not only respect the core of Stoic philosophy, but we also make it possible for people to grow in deeper and more meaningful ways. Let's look at the story of David, a man who recently got a large inheritance from a family member who had died. He was so happy that he chose to tell his friends and co-workers, thinking that they would share in his happiness. At first, the compliments and warm hugs made everything seem fine, but soon David noticed that they were acting differently toward him. Some of his friends started expecting him to pay for things like coffee or dinner because they thought he was rich now and could easily pay for them. Co-workers talked behind his back about how he might quit his job since he didn't need to work anymore. Even close friends started to pull away, possibly because they were jealous or uncomfortable with the new situation. David and them have different amounts of money. David's relationships, which used to be based on harmony and friendship, were now affected by how other people saw him. He started to feel alone and misunderstood, understanding that his previous willingness to share everything had had unintended results. Have you ever been in a situation like David's? If so, how did it feel to tell people about your money problems? You put distance between yourself and others. Now let's talk about Principle 9, which explains why you should never share your personal financial situation with anyone. Principle 9. Your financial situation, whether you are doing well financially or having trouble with money. You should keep this information to yourself and not tell anyone, not even your closest family or friends. If you don't tell anyone about your finances, you'll not only avoid unnecessary judgment and envy from others, but you'll also keep the purity and independence of your relationship with money. This will help you live a life that values personal growth, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of passions instead of being drawn into a meaningless race of comparison and ostentation. Not having to worry about money can give you comfort and true freedom because you won't have to deal with societal pressures about success and wealth. This shows that you respect yourself and are in charge of your personal life. It's also an important step in staying focused on self-improvement and living a purposeful life. This means that true wealth doesn't come from what you can show the world, but from the richness of your soul, your generosity, and your depth of thought. By keeping your financial situation private, you are creating an inner space of peace where you don't have to worry about meeting or exceeding other people's expectations. Number 10. The principle, the people you know. Our relationship is like a beautiful tapestry, with each stitch representing a story, memory, or lesson. But in this world where information is easy to find, it can be hard to keep human relationships alive. Private is more than just a word for privacy. It's a deep and important statement. Being private doesn't mean hiding or not telling anyone. Instead, it means choosing what and who to share. It's a way to make a safe space where feelings can grow without being affected by outside opinions or judgments. When we share carefully, every word and action has a deep meaning that shows how much we care about and respect that relationship. Privacy also helps us create a safe space where connection and understanding can grow without being limited by social norms or the images we think we need to keep up. In this space, we can fully explore, understand, and accept ourselves and each other without needing approval from others. Keeping a relationship private is also a way to keep it safe from outside forces that could ruin the harmony and love we have worked so hard to create. We are making a secret garden where only the flowers of love can bloom, safe and cared for. We shield them from curious eyes and hands that could hurt their growth. Remember that the key to a beautiful and long-lasting relationship is understanding the value of privacy and being able to work out your own problems. A strong base for building a timeless love is keeping secrets and getting through hard times together. Respecting each other's private space and being able to work out our differences is not only a sign of emotional growth, but also the key to a colorful, beautiful, and long-lasting relationship that we have talked about together. To become a true Stoic, remember that true power lies in silence, humility, and the ability to keep secrets about the important parts of your life and yourself. These secrets will not only protect your energy and spirit from negative outside influences, but they will also help you focus on deep and meaningful personal growth. Remember that living a happy and meaningful life is not about getting attention, but about being true to yourself and your values. Sharing your thoughts about the principle that speaks to you the most in the comments section below, or leaving a comment, is one way to let us know that you are ready for this journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new videos. Thank you for watching today, and remember that in silence we find strength.